Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In today's session, let's see the concept of a strong number. So let's see what a strong number is, and let's take an input from the user. Let's take a number from the user and find out whether the number entered by the user is a strong number or whether it's not a strong number. So basically, what is a strong number? Strong number is a number where the sum of the factorial of the digits is equal to the number itself. So suppose we enter the user enters the number 145. So 1 factorial plus 4 factorial plus 5 factorial should be equal to 145. So 1 factorial is 1, 4 factorial is 24, 5 factorial is 120. So when I add these three numbers, I get 145. So we call 145 as a strong number. So now let's see how it works in Python. How do we find out whether the number entered by the user is a strong number or not? How do we find it out in Python programming language? So initially my sum will be 0. I'll assign 0 to sum. Then I'll store my num, and then num is nothing but input enter a number. So whatever value user enters, that number will be stored in num. Now I take a temporary variable called temp and store my number in that particular temporary variable. And suppose the user enters the value 145, the number as 145, then my temp also will be having the value 145. So num and temp both have 145. While num is 145, so it's greater than 0. So it enters into the while loop. So I'm initializing I to 1, fact to 1, and remainder is nothing but number modulo 10. Number is 145, modulo 10 comes the last digit, that is 5. So it is the last digit which is equal to 5. So my reminder in this case, in the first loop, 5, it is having the value equal to the last digit, which is 5. Now in the inner loop, I find factorial of 5, because we have to find factorial of each and every digit. So for 5, the inner loop finds a factorial of 5. So it becomes 120. Then I say sum equal to sum plus fact. Initially sum was 0, 0 plus fact. Fact is 5 factorial, what we received from the inner loop. So 0 plus 120 becomes 120. Factorial of 5 is nothing but 120. Now I decrease my number by dividing it by 10. So 145 floor division 10 gives the quotient equal to 14. So from 145, since I find out for the last digit, the factorial, I no longer want this digit. So I divide it by I do a floor division by 10 so that I get 14, the remaining two digits. So I get 14. While 14, so it is greater than 0, it enters the while loop. I equal to 1, fact equal to 1, and num modulo 10 now becomes 4, the last digit. In 14, the last digit is 4, so it becomes 4. Then the inner while loop finds out factorial of 4. So factorial of 4 is nothing but 24, and sum was previously 120, 5 factorial value. So 120 plus 24, it is 144. And now my number is 14, floor division 10, so it becomes equal to 1. In the third iteration, it becomes equal to 1. While 1, so the condition still satisfied. I is 1, fact is 1, remainder is 1, 1 modulo 10, the remainder is 1. And then it enters the while loop and finds factorial of 1. Factorial of 1 is 1. So sum was previously 144 plus 1, it becomes 145. And num is 1 floor division 10, which becomes 0. So once it becomes 0, it comes out of the outer while loop and checks for the condition if sum equal to temp. So sum is equal to temp. Sum is equal to temp. So it says the given number is a strong number. If it is not equal to temp, then it will say the given number is not a strong number. So this is the code. Sum was initially 0. Number is nothing but entered number from the user, and I'm storing that number in temporary variable, and this finds out if the number, if sum is equal to temp. If it is equal, then it prints given number is a strong number, else it prints given number is not a strong number. So basically friends, here we are checking if the number entered by the user is a strong number or not. Now let me code it once again for you. So initially I'll make sum equal to 0. Then I say num equal to type converting it into int, input, enter a number. So user enters a number that I'm storing it in num. Now I'm storing that number in a temporary variable called temp. After doing this, while num, so when the condition is satisfied, I assign 1 to I assign 1 to fact, and remainder is nothing but equal to num modulo 10. So it gives the last digit. So last digit in the number it gives out. For that last digit, I'll check, I'll find out the factorial of the last digit. While I less than or equal to remainder, what I do is fact equal to fact into I. Then I increment my I equal to I plus 1. So it will find the factorial of the last digit. After finding the factorial of the last digit, I say sum equal to sum plus fact. So sum was initially 0, 0 plus factorial of the last digit. And my number becomes is reduced now to num floor division 10. So if it is 145, it becomes 14. Since we have found the factorial of the last digit, the number reduces to 14. And in the second iteration, it will find the factorial of 4, and it will add factorial of 5, which we found out in the previous iteration, to factorial of 4. So it adds those two values, and again number is equal to num divided by 10. So it becomes 1. So in the third iteration, it becomes 1, and it will find the factorial of 1. So firstly it found the factorial of 5, then 4, and then 1. So 145 is a strong number. So after all these conditions, I check for my if condition. If sum equal to temp, print strong number, else print not strong number. So this is the code friends. Now let me execute it. I get a message on the console saying enter a number. I enter 145. I'll press enter. It will say it is a strong number because 145 is a strong number, because factorial of the individual digits of 145 is equal to the number itself. Now let me run it once again. Enter a number. I enter 120. Sorry. I enter 120. It will say not strong number, because sum of the factorial of the digits in 120 is not equal to the number 120. So it gives it as a not a strong number. So this is the functionality for finding out whether the number entered by the user is a strong number or not a strong number. So here the inner loop finds the factorial of the last digit. Each time we decrease the number first we find the last digit, we find the factorial, and that factorial we add it up to sum. Then I reduce my number, I remove the last digit and it becomes 14. And again for I calculate the last digit which is 4. I'll find the factorial of 4. And again I reduce my number to 1. And then again my remainder becomes 1. And I find the factorial of 1. And this factorial of 1 I add it to my sum. So sum will hold the sum of the factorial of the individual digits in the number, and after all the processing I check if sum is equal to temp, the temporary number which holds the value entered by the user. So if my sum is equal to temp, then I say it as a strong number, else I'll say it not a strong number. Hope so friends it was clear for you. If you have any doubts, please do reach to me out in the comment section. If you like my video, click on the like button and please do subscribe to get notifications of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.